What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to EP09. So we're going to start this one off with an update from Ross Flanigan. At 1.5 weeks out of his Olympia debut, Ross is actually looking pretty impressive. The quads are really a strong point for Ross, and that conditioning factor, those striations through the hamstrings and glutes, the width of the back, those are the big things that secured the victory for Ross at the Cali Pro. I think we're seeing more striations through the shoulders, more sweep to the quads as well, and for those of you who follow Ross closely, you know that he does nothing halfway. He's either all in or he's completely out. But you guys, that attitude is not always a benefit. I would even go as far to say that during this prep, it may have even been a detriment for Ross. He's described this prep as being quote-unquote weird many times, and he does seem a little bit less enthusiastic, just as the person that we've all come to expect. Now, part of me believes that this is due to the fact that he's really had very little downtime since the Cali. The Cali was on May 27th. That was 5 months ago, you guys, and he was dieting for probably about 4 months before that. So he's been dieting for at least 9 months straight now. And not only dieting, but he has put on some size since the Cali Pro. So he's been pushing it in more ways than just getting shredded. So that definitely will take its toll. But I do think it's going to be worth it, since I think Ross is on track to have one of the best Olympia debuts of anyone hitting that stage. So you guys let me know where you think Ross is going to land in the lineup for his first time in the Olympia. Alright, next up, we have an update from Tonio Burton at 1.5 weeks out of the Olympia. And man, the rematch between Tonio and Ross is the one I'm looking forward to the most, especially given the fact that both of these guys have improved. But the improvements from Tonio, even from one update to the next, honestly, he just keeps making everyone change his predictions on where he's going to land. Some did have Tonio cracking that top 10 at the start of the Olympia prep, but now the tables have turned, and there are a lot more people out there that have Tonio in their top 10. And Tonio told me himself, he still expects a top 6 finish. And you gotta love that confidence. And he should be confident. This physique is going to be unlike any other on that Olympia stage. This really is the definition of aesthetics. But it's not just that. He's round, full, hard, grainy, proportionate. He's got a great quad sweep. He's wide from the back, cap delts. He's got one of the best midsections in the open class. I mean, you guys, this really is very close to the complete package. Now, the overall size factor, I think might be a little bit less significant than what people think out there. The shape, the flow, all of the other criteria, Tonio really does nail it. Now the question is, has Tonio made a believer out of you guys out there in the bodybuilding world? Let me know in the comments below if you had Tonio outside of your top 10 at any point, and let me know if he's changed your decision. If he does nail his peak come the Olympia, he'll be virtually undeniable. Alright, next up, we have a physique update from Keone Pearson at 1.5 weeks out of the Olympia, and this is a rare sight, you guys. Keone has given us virtually nothing in terms of physique updates this entire prep, and we were talking about undeniable. Keone's structure is absolutely undeniable, and he does look like he's put on some size and in all the right places. The quad sweep looks improved. The arms I think might be slightly bigger, but that midsection is definitely still in check. Keone is going to stand out next to his competition with the aesthetics and flow that he has. Most of the anticipated top 5 in the 212 are mainly guys that are stacked with muscle. Sean Clarita, Angel Calderon, Ahmad Ashkenani. The only one even comparable, I think, in terms of aesthetics is Kareth Bajo. But all of the previously mentioned competitors really bring that conditioning aspect, especially Sean and Kareth. And if Keone cannot match that aspect, he's really going to have a tough time going after that title. He does look to be on track here to bring his best, but does Keone finally have that muscle maturity that he needs to take home the 212 title? We'll find out very soon. Alright, last up, we gotta talk about Derek Lunsford. Now, the general consensus out there when it comes to Derek is that he is the next Mr. Olympia. There are very few who have Derek taking anything less than first place. And I think we all understand why. He does look not only undeniable in these updates, but he looks like he's improved his weak points. But has Derek really brought up all of his weak points? In this latest update that Derek dropped on his YouTube channel, which chronicles his final workouts from 2 weeks to 1.5 weeks out, I'll put the video in the description below for you guys, I found myself really asking that question. Because Derek had several things to improve on from the 2022 Olympia, mainly the size of his quads, the striations in the chest and shoulders, and the separation of the biceps and triceps. I mean, he needed more overall size as well, but those were the big things that the judges were looking for. So I've spoken about some of these in previous videos, so if we take a look here, has Derek improved the striations in the chest and shoulders? I think he has. We haven't seen Derek's legs in a while really, but when we did see the legs, they definitely came up in size. So I would say that that's not going to be an issue when it comes to improvements either. But has Derek gained that separation between the biceps and triceps? Well, at 1.5 weeks out, although Derek is looking striated and separated throughout his physique, during his recent bicep training session and when he hits the front double bicep, I do not think that we're seeing that separation like we hoped for. There is still time between now and the Olympia, of course, and the drying out and peaking process could allow that muscle to push against the skin that much harder and really show that definition. But if we do not see that on the Olympia stage, it will be one improvement that he was unable to make. Now, ultimately, will that cost Derek the Olympia title despite all the other improvements that he was able to make? Because they were substantial, I feel. I think most would say no, but I want to know what you guys think. Is Derek the clear winner he's being portrayed as? Or could there be a possibility that the conditioning and separation factor could hold Derek back from taking home that Olympia title? You guys let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned. My Olympia predictions will be coming out very, very soon. Anyway, that's it for me in this video, you guys. Thank you for tuning into EP09. Be sure to like and subscribe.